Hello and welcome to the Lorna Marie Fitness Podcast, the show where we talk all things fitness, health, mindset and lifestyle to help you become fitter, healthier and happier. I help busy people who lack time, motivation and self-belief to look and feel great again. If you want to work with me, head over to lornamariefitness.co.uk, but for now, enjoy this episode.
Welcome back to my kitchen. Now today, I have had an absolute mare. You know, on the days I'm always saying just control the controllables, and this is just one of those days. So it was last week or the week before, I dropped my laptop on the floor, but I dropped it really badly, as in dropped it on the side, it smashed into the skirting board. Skirting board's got a chip out of it. And my laptop is not okay, as in for a whole week, I haven't been able to open or close it. The lid just has to stay in place, like do not touch it. I'm holding it like it's sacred. I mean, without my laptop, I am pretty stuffed in terms of teaching classes and everything. But anyway, here we are today. The screen has started to go. So I currently have half a black screen. But we're doing okay. We are getting by, and it's the weekend tomorrow and get myself to the shops to get a new laptop. It's just one of those things though, you know, control the controllables, and it's where we just have to adjust and switch things around a little bit. So I have plugged in an external camera. My laptop is over there, but I'm looking over here at you guys. So I'm going to keep looking back just in case you're tuning into the live and you've got any questions about what I'm talking about in the meantime. But I hope you're all having a lovely Friday. The sun is actually out at the moment, yes. So get outside ASAP. Right, let me just see. Okay. So I should be able to see any comments coming through. So you can probably see the sun streaming through my kitchen window right now. It's so nice. Just as a little side note, I love being able to look out the window, you know, when you're doing the washing up or boiling the kettle. I don't know about anyone else. I don't know if that's a little bit of a weird thing. Let me know if you do that too. Okay, let's get to the questions. 4 really good questions this week. So thank you everyone for your questions. You know I love them. No question is a silly question as well. Question number 1, and this is so relevant to anyone who is going away, which is probably a lot of you right now. Now it's school holidays. I'm away with my grandchildren at the moment for 5 days, and I'm unable to do classes because of where we are. It's a bit restricted. Just out of interest, will it do my body good to have a break? Or will it take me a while to get back to my fitness level again? I'm doing a lot of walking at least. Okay, 5 days isn't going to make a significant impact on your fitness. Just 5 days out, doing something different. You said you were staying active with walking anyway. It is not going to make any difference. Whether or not it makes a difference to your cardio fitness, your strength, your mobility, your flexibility, really varies on the person. It really depends person to person. So you can't put an exact number on it. But just to give you a bit of an idea and a bit of guidance, and maybe for some of you, a bit of reassurance as well, to lose your cardio fitness, or to basically for it to start to decrease a bit, it takes about 2 weeks roughly. So if you go on holiday for 2 weeks, you do absolutely nothing, you just lie on a sunbed all day, you can pretty much guarantee that you would have lost some fitness by the time you got back. But the thing is, it doesn't actually matter. If you just needed that 2 week break, and you know that throughout the rest of the year, i.e. 50 weeks of the year, you are consistent with your health and fitness, it's not really a cause for concern. The main thing is consistency over the year. It doesn't matter too much about that 1 week or that 2 week holiday break. What matters is what's going on the rest of the time, the rest of the year. In terms of your strength fitness, it's going to take about 3 weeks. This is all according to scientific studies. And then your flexibility, mobility, that starts to decline a little bit quicker. That's about 1 to 2 weeks. But you did say that you are doing, lots of walking and things like that. And you did say also it's only 5 days. So I really wouldn't think it's a cause for concern at all. So please be reassured that when you get back, you can just get off straight away. And you can just, take off from where you left off. That's what I meant to say. Take off from where you left off. Pretty much just straight away. Just keep going. And do you know what? When you do go on holiday, and say if you go away even for a week and you find yourself not doing anything, and you feel like a little bit sluggish, a bit out of routine when you get back, that is also quite normal. Just the best thing you can do is just get back on it. Just get straight back on it. You might need to ease yourself in a little bit. So you might do a shorter workout, or you might drop the intensity a bit for the first few days or the first week. But just get back on it and don't worry too much about it. but really, really good question. Okay, question number 2. Can you advise if there's a best amount of strength/resistance training I should be doing versus cardio? I'm not really sure what a healthy balance is, and I find I navigate to cardio as I feel the most comfortable there. So first of all, government guidelines say 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous exercise per week is what you want to be aiming for as kind of a minimum base, really, week in, week out. And that they include things with the moderate, they include things like gardening or vigorous cleaning or a power walk. And then with vigorous, you can think of our combat, our aerobics and things like that. Now that is what is advised. So you can use that as a bit of a guideline. But if you're looking at strength training in particular, and you're looking to maybe improve your muscle tone, or you're looking to at least maintain it, I would say you want to be doing it minimally twice a week. So that is using force. It might be using a barbell. A barbell is the most effective way. So for example, our stronger classes or our hit with weights using a bar, or using dumbbells or whatever you have. Anything is better than nothing. And you can also do a lot of strength work with your own body weight too. Even things like Pilates has a real element of strength in. It's core strength that's using your powerhouse, but also we do a lot of glute strength. We do a lot of hamstring strength. We do upper body strength when we're doing our Pilates push-ups or holding planks and things like that. Same with Sculpt, there's a lot of that in there. So you can kind of use that as a bit of a crossover if you like. But I would be aiming for minimal a couple of strength workouts a week. So after the age of about 30, your muscle mass starts to deplete if you don't do anything to maintain it. And then around about the menopausal sort of age, whether you're a woman or a man actually, your muscle mass depletes exponentially if you do not do anything about it, i.e. if you do not strength train at least twice a week. And I'd be upping it at that point as well. And also making sure you're having adequate protein, rest, etc. So do that a couple of times a week. But also make sure that it's something that you enjoy, because that's something you ultimately always go back to. So I would say vary it up a little bit. And our strength classes do have a real cardio element to them as well. For example, hit with weights. Yes, we're working strength. Yes, it's not quite like hit cardio where we're super, super out of breath all the time. We do take our time a little bit more. It's essentially interval training using strength. So that does have a cardio element to it as well. So I would pick your couple of strength classes and then maybe 1 or 2 cardio classes that you really enjoy, and if you can, a holistic, but it all depends on what you can fit into your week realistically too. So make sure that's a priority. I really hope that's useful. I hope that's helpful. But if you've got any questions on that at all, please do shout. Okay, next up. I'm struggling to prioritize exercise and my physical well-being. My climate anxiety is very high. Every day the news seems to be getting worse and worse. I'm putting every hour I possibly can into activist volunteering. I know I need a balance, but I feel like there's much more important things than anything else for my kids' future. I'm not sure you can help with this. So I firstly want to say that is absolutely amazing that you're doing that, and it is so important. And we do need more people spreading awareness like you. And it is really great that you're doing that. But also it can't be at the detriment to your health. Because the problem is if you're putting every spare hour you have into that, you are going to be burning out. You're not going to be looking after your physical and your mental health. And you want to be there for your kids' future, and you want to be running around with them and doing everything with them. You don't want to be the mum that's kind of holding back, or, runs up the stairs and feels completely exhausted and out of breath, or they want to go on a trip and you can't go on the trip because you've got to think about, am I going to have to climb up the side of something to go sightseeing and I'm not going to be able to get up the steps, or whatever it might be. You want to be the mum that is role modeling and showing them a way that you can have a fit and healthy lifestyle, and also be passionate about the climate and be passionate about things of importance to this world and for society and for our community. So that's what you need to do. And if you do that as well, and you prioritize your own health and fitness, not only will, of course, it have a benefit in terms of your health and fitness, but in how you feel, and then your relationships with your partner and with your kids. It'll just be so much more positive, and you'll feel so much better in yourself and in a better headspace to kind of deal with everything, and possibly a little bit less stress and a little bit less anxious because you feel in a better headspace when you work out. So I would say it's all going to be down to time management. look at your diary, put in your, let's say 3 workouts, put in your 3 workouts, what's going to work for you next week, and make sure that you're prioritizing those. That is a non-negotiable meeting, like a dentist, like going to the hairdresser, that you have to make. You have, whether you want to or not, you've got to make that meeting. And if it means getting up a bit earlier to get it in, do that as well. But just make sure that you're managing your time properly so you can prioritize you. So your kid's future is going to be bright in so many ways rather than just the one. But yeah, I'm not saying give up what you're doing. I think what you're doing is great. I think you just really need to focus and prioritize your health and your fitness for so many reasons. And also in terms of the anxiety side, really, like what I said at the beginning of this, controlling the controllables. You know you're doing your part. So that's all that matters. You're controlling what you can control, and you can control your health and fitness too. Next, could you recommend some low impact cardio for people like me with temporary knee and hip issues? I'm doing lots of yoga and Pilates and strength, but currently no cardio. Okay, I'm really pleased that you are doing that, because that will really help, hopefully, with knee and hips as well, doing the mobility, doing the flexibility work, and then the strength, particularly, if you're doing things like squats and like bridges, that will help build strength in the muscles around your hips and your knees to stabilize them. In terms of doing cardio that is low impact, I would say if you've got a spin bike, I would grab one of those. They're fantastic. Any bike will do, any bike at all. And you can even hire them. You can hire them on a weekly basis. So I would look at doing that. Secondly, you've got things like Sculpt. That is high intensity but low impact. And you can take that at your own pace as well. So that's a really good one if you want a nice, hard, intense workout that isn't going to have any impact on your joints. You could just be careful with the hips. As always, you've got to just listen to your body when you're doing these things. Only you know how you feel, right? Then you've got aerobics. You could take the jumping out of aerobics. Similar with combat, but I'd probably steer clear with that for a bit, just with the hips. There's lots of kicks and things in combat. So I'd probably go more to the aerobic side. You have Zumba, if that's the kind of thing that you like. And also power walking, which is a really good one. That is low impact. It's really good fun. And it's great for just getting your steps up. So I would say spin if you can. I would say aerobics and power walking and Sculpt. They're probably your main ones to look at. We also do things like cardio mashup and cardio mix, or 10-10-10. So if you go onto On Demand and just type those things in the search bar, that will give you a few ideas. Have a little look at them and have a think, okay, what does that look like? Right, that looks like something that I could probably do right now. Pop it in your favourites, and then you can come back to it. Just build up a little bank of things that you're going to try. And then if they feel good, keep them in your favourites, and you can do that to build up your cardio fitness. And I really, really hope your knee and hips feel much better soon as well. So team, that is it for the questions this week. Just as a little side note, so this week you'll notice that I have sent your monthly updates out, so do make sure you check your emails for that. It's everything that we've been working on in July and everything that's going to be coming up. I didn't mention our October retreat in that one. So we're going to Amorgos in Greece. It's my first ever abroad retreat that I've hosted, and I can't wait. So I didn't mention that, but definitely have a look at that email. It's got loads of important stuff in there. And also the shop is going to be permanently open from the 1st of August. So you'll be able to go in there and just buy what you want when you want to treat yourself. And finally, we've got our social. Don't forget the August social. I sent you a message about it. The outdoor boot camp. Now, it's not going to be anything too serious. I know boot camp sounds scary. It's not going to be scary. It's just going to be good fun outside, and it'll be great to see you there. And then we also have our September one, which is paint and Prosecco, which is going to be brilliant. I'm so bad at painting, so you're probably going to be way better than me. Anyway, that's all for now. If anyone has any questions, do pop them in the comments of this video, or just feel free to message me, and I will see you all on Monday.